And so we know that, again, marriage is a commitment, that it's very hard work, that it's sacrifice, that there's compassion involved, that there's an unconditional love relationship here, and that there's faithfulness here. And at this time, again, I'm going to ask that both Jack and Sarit, that you would face them, but that you would, again, I'm going to give the declaration of consent here, and I'm going to ask you this, each one of you, that, again, before the witnesses that are here with us present, that as you make this commitment to one another, that you're making this commitment to one another, but also to God Himself. And so, Jack, will you take Sarit to be your wife from this day forward? Will you love her, be loyal to her, trust her? Will you show her grace and mercy? Be faithful to her. Be committed to her through times of adversity, not forsaking your commitment before God and all these witnesses this day? If so, please say, I do.
I do.
And Sarit, will you take Jack to be your husband from this day forward? Will you love him? Be loyal to him? Trust him? Will you show him grace and mercy? Be faithful to him and be committed to him through times of adversity, not forsaking your commitment before God and all these witnesses this day? If so, please say, I do.
I think anyone that knows Sarit, and I know many of you can attest to this, they know that there's something very special about her. I've known Sarit since my junior year of high school. I always tell her that, to me, she was so effortlessly cool and hip. Someone with her own sense of style, her own kind of lingo, and someone that just did her own thing. After 6 years of dating a person, and I think she'd agree with me, you begin to realize she's about the least hip person in the world. But I've realized since then that what I admire about you, Sarit, has nothing to do with how hip or cool you are. After 6 years of truly knowing you, it's that in your every word and action, you give a warmth, a kindness, and a generosity to every single person that you meet. It's that your smile, even 6 years down the line, can still strike me in disbelief that you would choose me to give your heart to. It's that every second spent with you, no matter where we are, feels like home, as long as you're there with me. Sarit, I promise to always be true to you, to always love you, and to always cherish you. I promise to communicate with you, to look at every disagreement, not as me versus you, but as me and you against the problem. I promise to hold you every chance I get, to sneak in a kiss when you least expect it and when you most expect it. I promise to always love and treat your family as though they're my own. I promise to share my fries with you, though I prefer you get your own. Wherever our journey leads, I promise to never leave your side, no matter the weather. You will always be my number one, my darling companion, and my closest friend.
Before we got together, I remember praying to God if He could possibly send me the person that I was meant to be with, and shortly after, my prayers were answered. You and I reconnected, and it all felt so perfect. The timing, the connection, and most of all, you. And I remember feeling so lucky to have you, and that feeling has never gone away. We were placed in each other's lives at exactly the right moment, so we can inspire each other, encourage one another, and show us what unconditional love feels like. Here are a few promises I vow to keep to you. I will try my best not to let my hunger be the main reason why I get angry with you. I know that this is something I really need to work on. I can't promise anything, I'm sorry. I vow to watch All-Star Weekend with you every year without any hesitation. I promise to always let you show me a song that interests you, even though I might not be as excited as you are. I promise to always support you with the choices that you make, follow where you lead, respect you, and to never stop working through our hardships, because God knows that we've dealt through some really, really heavy stuff. Things that are meant to tear people apart. When I was involved with the accident, I questioned my existence so much. I couldn't shake the thought as to what my purpose was. And then I realized that my life may not be about making some big change in the world or be the face of an important movement, but rather be the one person in your life that you can always count on, share your most inner thoughts with, and just be here for you to lean on when you need it. What I live for every single day is to be here to love you and support you with everything that you do. And I find immense comfort in knowing that you're my person and I'm yours. Together, we can face any obstacle that life throws our way. I know this because we have done it before, and we'll keep pushing through life's difficulties together, and as well as embrace life's greatest moments. We are stronger than ever, and will continue to grow together as a couple, but also allow ourselves to blossom as individuals. My heart loves you more every single day. It's hard for me to put into words just how much I love you. All I know is that my love for you embodies my whole being and my whole soul. There will be times where we may have our disagreements, but what I can reassure you is that every night before I go to bed, I am truly thankful to have such an amazing and loving partner like you. And I wake up every morning feeling so blessed to have you by my side. I love you, and I will never forget that you have loved me during my happiest moments, but most importantly, you've loved me even more during my darkest times. I promise to do the same for you. I will never take you for granted. I promise to hug you and kiss you and tell you I love you every single day. You have stolen my heart and I can't do it. I love you.
Give me this ring
I give you this ring
as a symbol of my love,
as a symbol of my love,
with all that I am,
and with all that I am,
all that I have.
and all that I have,
I promise to stay like this ring,
I promise to stay like this ring, committed, consistent, from this day on.
I give you this ring as a symbol of my love for you.
with all that I am,
And with all that I am and all that I have, I promise to stay like this ring, committed, consistent, from
So, of course, you know, Sarit is my sister. But she's also been more like a mother to me. Without her, I definitely would not be the man I am today. So she's my everything. Of course, my fiance and my daughter as well, but she has been everything to me. You know, my best friend, my sister, my mother, everything you can think of. She's definitely taught me how to love, how to treat a woman, and how to be loved. She's taught me everything. Growing up, we didn't have much, but having her was all I needed. You know, like we were definitely poor, but having each other, like it just, you don't feel that, you know? We just run around the playground and have fun, and that's all that matters. You know, so especially with nowadays, you know, kids are so stuck with, you know, high tech stuff, gadgets and stuff like that. All we have is each other. That is what like life's about. You know, like she said earlier, you know, we've went through really dark times. And we almost lost her. I don't know what I'd do without her. But she's a fighter. She's one of the strongest women I've ever known. If she could go to hell and back, then no one can tell me that they have life rough, because she has been through all of it. We lost a great loved one. So, you know, tonight is definitely not only celebrating Sarit and Jack, but it's also celebrating Marcy. Because I know if Marcy was here, she'd be up here making a speech. For me, having somebody to hand off to her was definitely rough. Like, just when it comes to your own loved one, no one's good enough, right? Like, no one's ever good enough, because you want your loved one to be with the best person you think possible for you can. When Jack came into our lives, it was natural. He was meant to be my brother regardless. I've known Jack since freshman year, right? He was the guy who was always tapping his pencil in classroom, making beatboxes. And he would always come to you like, hey, Boone, check this out. And he would always tell you like, hey man, that was dope, huh? And you were like, nah, right? You were like, nah. And you were like, you don't know nothing. Like, whatever, look at you, right? I know it's like all over the place, but so Sarit and Jack are perfect for each other. They are perfect for each other. Like, yes. Because for one, they are both awkward. Okay? Both awkward. Literally, I could wake up like 7 in the morning and they're arguing about the weirdest thing. And it's funny because when they would argue, it'd just probably be like something little like, he didn't tell me he loved me in the morning, or he just went off about, like, it'd just be a random thing, right? And then they'll be like, I hope you have a horrible day. And then when Jack leaves, she's like, oh, I was so mean to him. Like, this so weird. And by the time he gets home, it's like nothing ever happened, right? But that's what love is, you know? Like, if anyone tells you that love is worth fighting for, and love is a challenge and this and that, I truly believe it's false. Love is easy. Love is easy. Because they're here, right? It's easy, right? It's easy to fall in love. You shouldn't have to fight to be in love. They never have to fight to be in love. They are a perfect example of what love is, what harmony is. They are perfect for each other, and they got 3 dogs. So I don't know what I have to do with it, but they love the 3 dogs to death. Yeah, I was really mad with 3 of them. But we are more than ecstatic to have Jack, especially officially, paperwork-wise, be in our family, right? And I hope that the Montoyas and the extended family Montoyas are as excited as we are to have to start your family. I just want everyone to know that basically this is us as a family, right? We are here together with them, and hopefully, we can share memories together. Hopefully, I wasn't emotional, and I tried to plan myself not to cry up down there. I was like, oh no. Especially when that NSYNC piano song played, I was like, no, I'm not gonna cry, right? So I got on stage, see this Mr. Montoya said, "Who do you give sort of away?" Oh crap, damn. Right, a couple cheers, and Jackson's like, oh man, give her away. That's how you know Jack is meant for her. I would not cry over that. But not only has she been a sister, mentor, sibling to me, she's also been, Glitter Boys come up? Glitter Boys? The Glitter Boy crew come up? Jim, DJ, John. If you guys don't know, we are the Glitter Boy crew. Don't ask why, just accept it as we are. We are the Glitter Boy crew, and Sarit is our sister, not just mine. She has been everything to us as well. You guys ever watched the show New Girl? She's a weird, awkward one. We are just the weird guys as well, but we accept Jack, and hopefully maybe one day he can be part of the Glitter Boy crew. Be a part of our crew as well. Alright, so here's to Jack and Sarit. Thank you guys.
We were really trying to go first, so there were no expectations. But way to go, Buna. I'm not crying, you're crying. For those who don't know me, my name is Diana. I am Sarit's cousin. And that's cousin-in-law. That feels nice to say. And I'm Wenda, and I just love you, and you were just so creative, and you're just the most generous person and the most caring, and I just wanted to, sorry. Unlike Wenda's positive message. So one time Sarit and I fought. Yeah. Really did. So what had happened was there were a lot of instigators in the neighborhood, and they told both of us, like, hey, Diana wants to fight you. Hey, Sarit wants to fight you. So, early one morning, walked to Sarit's house, knocked on the door. She answered, I said, hey. She said, hey. And I said, you want to fight? We're like, okay. So we started throwing punches. No, really. And just a minute in, we decided, I don't want to do this anymore. And so we stopped, and we decided, you know what, we can't let that happen again. And I feel like that was it was a really big test to our friendship and, our love for each other. Whatever people say, it really makes no difference. It doesn't affect our friendship. And so from that day on, we never fought again. So, yeah, because I'll beat you up. And when we were like about 11 or 12 years old, Sarit moved away because when we met, she was in our apartments, and she moved away, and that was like the worst day of our lives. We were just like, oh my God, my best friend is moving away. I'm really a tearjerker, so I'm very emotional. But I'm just so happy for you guys. It's like the best thing. So let's talk about how you're good, girlfriend. You're not crying, you just got something in your eyes. Like those tears. I mean, there's stuff in your eyes. When we first met Jack, that's where we were going. Do we have a plan? We don't. Okay. When we first met Jack, our first perception or thoughts about him was like, man, he is a male embodiment of Sarit. Is this possible for there to be a male version of Sarit? Because if that's the case, then we just met him. Like, he had just gotten off of a 12-hour shift at Target, and we're like, man, he's probably like, oh, these jerks are coming to visit, I'm tired. But he was like, hey, it's so nice to meet you. And you know what they say about like Sarit and Jack being such warm, genuine people? Like, I felt it from the very beginning. And I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. And I just feel like, don't test me. And from that very moment, I just knew like these two, to sound cliche, were just definitely soulmates from the very beginning. I still remember the first time that Sarit told me about Jack. She was like, yeah, I met this guy, we knew each other in high school. And she was in Korea at that time. And she's like, yeah, I think I'm gonna go back to, California soon. And like, I was like, oh my God, thank God, because she gets to come back to California and come home, and I get to visit her more often. So, Jack, I can't thank you enough for bringing her home. And just making her so happy, and you guys call each other Bob, and it's just so cute. It's so weird, but it's so great. And Jack, you were just so smart and loyal and funny, and I know you're like the best thing that could have ever happened to Sarit, and I'm so glad that you guys finally tied the knot. And honestly, I don't feel like anything's changed. Like, you've always been family to us. But officially, I want to welcome you into our family. Thanks for having us. Thanks, you guys.
A little backstory, my name is Andy, for those that you don't know me. A little backstory, Sarit and them moved into our neighborhood, and our neighborhood wasn't the best. We lived in the ghetto, and I was actually part of the bad, kids in the neighborhood, breaking shit, getting chased by the cops at all times and stuff. Then I met Buna, and we met through skateboarding, actually. I used to see him skate around, and I went to talk to him one day, and then he was supposed to keep away from me and the other kids, but, we still chilled. Yeah. Yeah, so we started a friendship between us, and it was, a little odd, and then, he was a skater kid, and I was, a badass little kid. And then we became best friends, and through that, I met his family, which is Sarit included, his mom. His mom treated me like one of her own, always made sure I ate, always called me over, took care of me. When shit went bad, she housed me, And then Sarit growing up, I never had a sister, I have 3 brothers, so I never had a sister, and she would always be there. And then we would actually fight like brothers and sisters. Me and Buna used to try to sneak in her room to play internet, and she wouldn't let us. And then we threw fits, and then we'd always poke fun at her for reading and talking to people in Europe and stuff. But, but through all that, she always had my back, and there was things I couldn't come to like Buna or other guys about, like just Gus-wise, you know, relationships and all that. And it was hard, but then could always come to her. She would always have her door open and she would listen. She was a great listener. And she would always give you advice, like the best advice. And then half the time, when I actually listened to it, it actually became good. And then the times I didn't, exactly what she would tell me would go wrong would, you know? But she was like, always sweet, always kind. It didn't matter that I had a backstory and people would say this about me. She knew me for me, and she would always treat me as a little brother, and I appreciated that. And then Jack, I met differently. We met in high school. We used to play basketball, lunch, in the morning, everything, trash talking all over the place. He wouldn't curse like me. I would always be cursing and talking smack, and he'd be like, whoa, buddy, you know, calm down. But through it all, we'd always have fun. And then when I found out that they were actually dating, or they were actually going to see each other, I was like, what? I went to Buna like, is this serious? I was like, this is odd. And then at first I was like, this is real odd. And then as I got to know them more and more, I was just like, wow, this is the real deal, you know? They're really beautiful, you know? And I was just like, after that, I was just like, it was just a match, you know? And then just growing up, you know, like I said, she treated me like a little brother, and she'd always have my back, and I could always go to her. And her family took me in like nothing, you know, they just accepted me and always were there for me. And Buna, you know, my best friend, my pal, you know, we always had her back. But through the thick and thin, you know, everything was great. And then I've been through a lot, like shit. I've been chased, I've been shot, I've been chased by the cops, you know. But the scariest moment in my life, one of the scariest moments in my life, when I heard that Sarit was in an accident. And then I remember just feeling fear, like real fear, you know, because I didn't know what was going on. And I just remember rushing to the hospital, like so in fear, like nothing was in control, everything was in chaos. And when I got there, like just seeing that, you know, she was in bad shape, but she was okay. And then finding out, you know, I stayed there, and then as it progressed, and then she started waking up, everything was getting better, and then I was terrified. Like, that was one of the most terrifying moments in my life. But, you know, you came through, and I'm so happy. And Marcy's with us as well. And then I just want to say I'm happy for you guys. And I'm glad that you guys have allowed me to share this moment in your life and be part of this in your life. And I wish nothing but the best for you, for your children. And I'm always going to be there for you. I know I disappear at times, but at the end of the day, no matter what, I'm only a phone call away, and I'm never too far from the family, you know? And I love you guys with all my heart.
Hey everyone! We'd like to thank each and every one of you for coming tonight. We just appreciate it so much. This wedding could not have been done without so many people. It was a team effort. We had our closest friends come and hang the plants and put everything around, and Jack's family made the food. It was delicious, huh? Did you guys like it? Yeah. Our cousins, Allison and Sarit, they brought all of the wine all the way from Stockton, so it traveled far. And Maria's been such a great MC. I love you, Maria. And you're my everything. She's been doing everything for us. And we're Cindy, you're my heart and soul. I love you so much. You're just my go-to person for everything. I couldn't have done anything without you. Thank you so much. But you guys have traveled so far. Some of you flew from Florida, some of you guys drove from up north, some flew from Seattle, some from Oakland. So we just really appreciate you guys taking the time out of your holiday weekend, we know it's important, to come and spend it with us. We just love you guys so much, and you guys made our day. Yeah, and I'm so glad that you guys cried during the ceremony. We thought it was bad, but we just love you guys so much.
Yeah, and we just wanted to say one more detail before we started dancing. It's a little bit of a surprise, but me and Sarit are expecting. But it's actually, they're going to be twins. So
And hope that we have a good pregnancy and the babies come out to be really nice. And not cry so much.
Thank you guys.
Anything can happen tonight. I mean, Sarit and Jay got twins. We got twins right here.
One for Henry and one for Nessie.
And it's very special. Very special boy.